Hi, hello, namaskar, vanakkam, adab. This is Khader, the bug hunter. So today's topic is like what is meant by testing and what is meant by software testing and when we are going to start actual software testing and what is the importance of software testing. All these kind of things I'm going to explain in my first video. So please like it, share it, and subscribe my channel. So coming back to the topic, what is meant by software testing? Like for example, in everything, for example, if you're taking a real-time application that has been tested by someone, right? The same thing like in software also, the software is developed by the development team. So we are testing, the testing team community will be tested and it will be going into the live. So coming back to the software testing here, what is the importance of software testing means? So in real time nowadays, every company is releasing their products or whatever it may be, the softwares. They are releasing it with a very high quality. So in this situation, no, the testing is playing a very important role here. So the software testing is very important here. But as a developer, I can make a product, but as a tester, I can give a good quality product to the customer. So coming back to the software testing, so exactly what does it mean, software testing? So software testing is nothing but we are checking the software which is created by the development team. So in order to ensure that if it is working as per the requirement specification of the customer or not. So what is mean by requirement? What is mean by developer? What they are developing? So let me explain it one by one here. The first thing I'm going to explain what is mean by software testing. I already told you, and oh, here coming back to the what is the exact picture like when the testing is coming, when the software testing is getting started over here. So, for example, if you see the client or an end user, he's giving the particular requirements to the he wants some product. Like for example, if I want some product with the specific requirements, I will reach out to the corresponding persons like who is going to develop that particular product for me. So I will reach out to the business team or business developers, and I will reach out to them and I will talk with the corresponding team, and I will explain them what are all the requirements I have and what kind of product I required for my business. So these kind of conversations the client will have the business people, so that the business people will handle all those things what they will explain in which technology we can able to develop that particular application, and how many resources are required for that, and what is the budget and how we can able to develop that. They will give some suggestions to the customer or client. So whoever required that particular software or product for them, the business people will give their ideas to them like how we are going to implement that particular product. So if you see in this picture, like the client or customer is there and he's coming with some requirements. In this phase what will happen now, the business people will give, as I said earlier, the business people will give some ideas about how many ways are there to develop that particular application, what is the best technology is there. They will discuss all those things. Once the requirement is getting freezed, it will be coming back to the developers and the testing team. So the first of all, the business people will be involving in the requirement freezing, and there will be higher level managers will be there, and they will freeze the requirements, and they're giving the requirement specification documents to the development team as well as testing team. So the first thing, the developers are going to the requirements and they are analyzing that, and if there is any modifications if there is no feasibility is there for developing their applications, then the time they will reach out to the business analyst, and they will convey that information to the business analyst team, so that will be conveyed to the customer. So the same thing here the customer in the sense like the client. Okay, so after completion of their analysis part, they will start developing the application. Depends upon their analysis, they will start building the logic over here. At the same time, if you see the testing team, they will also get the requirements from the business analyst, and they will start the uh, their testing process. The testing process is completely different. Like if you come back to the software development cycle, the testing phase is a different the different module over there. So the process will be different in the testing comparing to the development team. So for example, if I'm getting the requirements from the client, and immediately the developers will start, whoever assigned as a development team, so they will start, depends upon the technology which they are going to use, and they will think about the logic, and they will read and understand the like, this is like analysis part. Like they will understand the requirement which was given by the client side, and they will start writing their coding. So just they will convert the requirement specification into their coding, in terms of like a PHP, in terms of like Java, whatever technology the client is specified. So they will start developing their logic, and they will convert the requirement specification into the coding, and they will convert that particular coding into a software. Okay, this is all coming under the development team. Here we will have the front end developers, back end developers. That is a different story. Coming back to testing, no, once the requirement is getting freezed here, immediately the testing team will start reading that particular documents which they are getting it from the business analyst, and whatever the requirements are getting freezed, so they will start their analysis, and they will start writing their test cases. The test case is nothing but here, uh, in one line I will say, and in next video I will explain you what is mean by test case, and how we are writing test cases, or how many test cases we can write, and what is the test scenario. Those kind of informations I'm going to give it in the next video. But as of now, I'm giving a brief description about test case. Test case is nothing but and the test scenario itself, it is saying that what we are going to test, but the test case is defining us that how we are going to test. Like for example, if a person wants to he wants to move from point A to point B. Like point A is his source, and he wants to go to destination B. So for example, he wants to come out from his home, that is the first step, and he want to pick the auto, and he want to reach out to his nearest bus stop. He needs to the exact bus, he needs to catch the exact bus, and he needs to travel some time, and he needs to find his destination. From the destination he wants to get down from the bus. This is how we are giving the navigation steps for that particular moving of point A to point B. The same way, if you are going to test a software, by writing the test cases, like it will give the navigation steps. For example, how to do the test, what we have to do. For example, if you want to book a particular if you want to make some order from the e-commerce application like a Flipkart, Amazon, what you are doing, like you are just logging into the application, and you are going to the corresponding page, like whatever you require, mobile or whatever it may be. So you are navigating to that particular mobiles category, and you are searching whatever mobile you want, and you are clicking on the add to cart page, and you are going to the cart. And likewise, these steps are there, right? The same thing, whatever I'm saying orally, this test case is a document. Like it will have the clear picture of the navigation steps and how we are going to perform the testing. So what they will do now, immediately the tester will do, after understanding the requirement, he will have, after clarifying the doubts whatever he having in terms of the requirements, he will get in touch back with the uh, business analyst who is responsible to get the requirements from the client, and he will get the requirements, and he will get clarify whatever doubts which are having from the development side, team side, and from testing team side. So the testing team, after understanding the requirements, they will start writing the test cases. So here the test cases is coming into the picture. With respect to the application, they will write the test cases, and they will start once the developer is creating that software, like they are converting that coding into the software. They will hand over to the software testers. So the testers, they already have test cases in their hand which are derived earlier, and they will start executing with the navigation steps, and they will start executing that particular functionality. So if something is not working properly, for example, for example, there is a simple formula like a plus b whole square. So what is the formula for this? Like everyone knows that a square plus b square plus 2ab. But the same thing, the logic which was developed by the development team, they will also test that one. We are calling it as a unit testing here. But in unit testing, they are not going to check whole application, like whatever they have developed in the logic, the same logic they are going to verify. But coming back to testing, it is not like that. We need to test it thoroughly, like the functional and non-functional, everything we need to do it over here. There is a separate topic, like a difference between the functional and non-functional. Okay, for example, as of now, for this time I'm taking this formula. So what I have to do is I need to substitute the values over there in terms of a and b. Like while substituting the values, we can able to give the positive values, we can able to give the negative values, but the answer should be, it should be calculated in terms of a square plus b square plus 2ab. So in terms of these, they will development team, they will do the testing only for the value substitution, but they won't do that negative values and alphanumeric values, those kind of testing they are not going to do. So as a tester, we need to do this all these things, like providing the valid inputs, providing the invalid inputs, and changing the sequence of that particular formula. These kind of things we need to involve. By completing all these things, like if you are okay with that and everything is working as expected, we can give the green signal to that particular software, we can release it, and it will be available in the live environment. So here the testing is taking more time, like you need to write the test cases and you need to execute it. These are all coming into the portal, but there are different ways, like we can say there are different styles of testing, like there are two different styles, like we can able to do it in a manual way, and the second one is like automation. So the difference between the manual and automation is, in manual we are doing that, we are understanding the requirements. Okay, we are understanding the requirements and we are writing that, we are deriving the scenarios, from that scenarios we are writing the test cases and we are executing with the existing software. But coming back to the automation, here we need to convert the test cases into test scripts. Here the language will be involved, like as a developer he's writing a code, as a tester also, coming back to the automation testing, he needs to develop a code to test a particular software, he need to write a coding for that. But why we are going to the automation testing and why we are not continuing with the manual testing? So the answer is, like manual testing is important, like we are writing the test cases, but those are taken care by the automation team, and they are converting the test cases into the script. So that means manual testing is important here, we need to perform. But even I can say that everything is not yet done by the automation testing, everything is not possible. So as a human being, we can think that how many scenarios are coming and how we can test, and how the customer is going to test in the real environment, those kind of things we are coming into the picture, and we are doing it in a manual way. But all these things are not possible in the automation testing. But we can able to do 90% of test cases, we can convert the test cases into the test scripts to automate our functionality, but that is not 100% possible. So whatever cases written by the manual, he is handing over to the automation tester. That particular automation tester, what he is doing is, he will convert the test steps, whatever steps we have written in the manual test cases, he will convert that into the automation script. For example, he may use the Selenium, Java, Ruby, or something. Okay, whatever it may be, whatever he is familiar and whatever the client is requested to do the automate testing. So that will be the different story. So for example, I said Selenium with Java, like like a Ruby is there, Ruby mine is there. So like that, we can use that and we can convert our test cases into the test cases. But one thing I can say, uh, we can call regression testing. So automation is very useful in the regression testing. For example, regression is nothing but, like I'm testing one particular module uh, with reference to the new module. For example, developer is developed one new module, but I'm going to test the unchanged module, there are no changes in the module, but I'm going to test the particular test cases which are related to the unchanged module. Like like we need to confirm that is there any impact of newly introduced module. Okay, so in this case, no, if you want to execute if you have particular a module is having 100 cases, whenever you are going to release this particular new module to the live, if you want to execute that particular 100 cases, it will take more time. So at that moment, what we will do now, we will develop for that 100 cases. Now we will develop a automation script and we will do it in a or automate. So the test cases will be running automatically, and it will give some, if anything is going wrong, it will give like whatever the failure cases are there, and it will represent. But coming back to manual, no, for executing these many hundred cases it will take more time. That's why the real time industry, it is preferring automation testing. So coming back to this today's discussion, so the first point is like what is software testing. I think everyone is understand what is meant by software testing. Just we are ensuring that the developed application is working as per the requirement specification of the customer or not. And the styles, coming back to the styles of the testing here, there are two styles, like a manual testing is there and automation testing is there. Manual people are doing by understanding the requirement and they're writing the test cases and they're executing the software as per the written test cases. But coming back to the automation, just they are converting the test cases which are written by the automation team. They're writing the code for those derived test cases and they're executing it automatically. It is nothing but they're developing some script to test the software. Okay, so the importance of testing. The next one is like the importance of testing. Why we need to do the testing before we are releasing the software into the market. So as I said earlier, like everyone is expecting the quality product in the market. For example, if you are going to purchase a particular product in the market, what you will think, like the look and feel of the product should be good, the performance should be good, whether it is a secured product or not. These many things we will think whenever we are going to purchase a particular product from the market. The same way, if the developer is developing that particular product, depends upon the requirements of the customer. But if it, without having testing, if he moved that particular product to the market, there might be a chance of, like finding the bugs, like finding the failures. A customer is expecting something but it is not working as per the customer expectations. That is, we can call it as a failure. The failures will come, the fixing the failures will become a expensive thing for us. Okay, so that's why the testing is playing very important role. As I said earlier also, like as a developer I can able to develop that particular product, but as a software tester I can give a good quality product to the customer or end user, whoever it may be. So that is the importance of testing. That's why we will have software testing as a part in the software development life cycle. Okay, so why we need a, the next question is like why we need a different team for testing. Why can't we utilize the development team? See, the main difference here is that the main importance of testing team is like they required, because the developer is developing the application, he will think that the whatever he is developing, no, in that way only he will think. Like for example, as I said, the previous example, like a plus b whole square, he will substitute the value, only one value, whether it is the formula is accepting the values or not. Just he will think that he's going to build a particular software. But as a testing team, you should have attitude, like breaking attitude. Wherever you get a chance, you should have a attitude to break that particular application. So that's why we need a separated team. So for example, the testing team will do their positive testing, negative testing. For example, if you are going to log in into the application, they will give invalid email address, a valid email address as a positive case, invalid email address, the password correct, incorrect password. These many test cases we are doing. And also they will implement some login with the Google, login with the LinkedIn, and these many features will they will implement while login. But the development team doesn't have that much time to verify each and every scenario. That's why we will have the different testing team to do the testing. So the testing team will have sufficient time after understanding the requirement from the each and every requirement. They will map the test cases and they will do the testing, proper testing, and then they will release that particular product into the uh, market. That's why a dev team is doing the testing. Like I accept that they are doing the only unit testing. They will look into the code, whatever they written the code, and from that code only they can able to test the particular software. But we are not like that. As a testing team, we are verifying it, like we are verifying it in the different browsers, how it is performing. We are doing the stress testing, like how many resource can able to log in within a a short period of time. Like if you are something like, for example, if you are taking the e-commerce application, whenever there are plenty of offers are coming, like Diwali festivals or Dasara festivals, at that moment, no, the traffic will be very high. Like the people are logged into the application will be very high. At that moment, we need to do load testing at certain period of time, how many resources are coming into the application and how they are logging and how they are facing the issues while logging itself. So these kind of things will be coming into the picture. So that's why there is a separate team called testing team to do the each and every testing. Okay, in the upcoming videos I will explain you what is the functional testing and what is the non-functional testing. At that moment we will know the clear picture about the like software testing full course, like when we are going to do the positive testing, when we are going to the negative testing, these kind of informations will be coming into the picture. So coming back to this, the main point here is the dev team. The dev team is they are building the product, but that they don't have the attitude of breaking that product. But testing team is not like that. They should have the breaking attitude, and they need to do the they need to break the application. At least they need to try to break that application. But I'm not saying it should be mandatory to break the application, but testing should be like the tester should have the breaking attitude over here. And coming back to this picture one more time, like we are getting the requirements and that developers are developing. But the software is have companies having two types here, like one is like product based companies are there, and one more is service based companies are there. Like how they are getting the requirements for the product based company, and how they are getting the requirements into the service based company. For example, the company which is going to develop a software for an individual customer, like the specific customer, it is going to develop for the specific customer, that we can call it as a product service based company. And the product based company is the n number of users can use that particular product. For example, like Google, they develop a Google Chrome browser here. The n number of users are using over here. So that gathering the requirements is different for the product based company and service based company. Depends upon the client requirement, they will gather the requirements, and they will develop the according to this perspective, like what customer is want, and they will develop it in, and they will deliver the software. So this is the basic video which I like I am explaining here, like what is mean by software testing and how it will be working in the real time environment. So in the next, this is the basic video, so that this is the first video for me. And I'm ready to take the suggestions whatever you are providing and feedbacks, and just put a comment on the comment section. I'm ready to take the suggestions, and in the next video I'm going to cover and what are what is the software development life cycle, and how many models are there, which is the best model. These kind of informations I'm going to share it in the next video. Until then, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much, guys. Bye bye.